Hello everyone, Rowan over here, and today I am back with the series of Can I Beat the Pole Lap? And today I'm going to try to beat the lap that I would say quite a controversial one, the 2026 Austria Grand Prix pole lap set by George Russell, an impressive 1.1 minute 6 seconds, 116 milliseconds. That was honestly an outrageous lap, and I think it could have been faster if he didn't have to allegedly lift when Verstappen crashed at the yellow flags. Well, that is something that we're gonna have to address in another video, but today it is the lap. First things first, a hard coupling of tires, no changes to the setup at all. As you can see, everything was set to 0, so standard, and we're gonna go out, put our best lap in the board and see how it goes. As we finally get into the main straight, going down the straight, deploying the battery, but as soon as we get off the line, I'm gonna stop deploying. Of course, I'm gonna have to be lift and coasting so I can manage the battery properly and can have a good lap and can put a good lap on the board. First corner was easy and done. Here I was almost running out of battery. I was trying to lift the coast as much as I could to see if I could get more of the battery so I can use it in the straights, because in these 3 main straights right now is the place that I need to use the battery the most. Down to this corner, lift and coasting, went a little wide there, and the setup is not understeering how I like it, but still through here deploying the battery. Going to this corner, I turned in a little too early. Sometimes I like to go for a late apex. Now this one can be quite a tricky one, but you really have to try to stick with the inside curb there, and then actually commit to the outside curb. Now I was out of battery here. You don't get too much battery come to this corner. I was pretty much just lifting through that one. Now through here, have to be very cautious, not go wide. As we get through it, it was nicely done, but did not use all the track available. But that's a 1 minute 9 seconds, 0.55 milliseconds, which is honestly not bad. But we are about what, three seconds off? 2 seconds off. It's a lot of time still. So through the setup and tires, we still have a lot of time on the board, and probably when we fit in the medium compound of tires, we're going to be able to find so much time. But for now, the only thing I'm going to change on the setup is just the suspension. Bring it a little high, because Australia has a lot of elevation, especially heading to turn 2. We go uphill. And brake balance, I'm gonna always bring it to the front, because I like the front end of my car with a lot of understeer. But I also like to be aggressive with it. It's like I would describe my driving style as I think 2011 Fernando Alonso, but also a little bit of Jenson Button. I like being smooth with the understeer and sometimes aggressive. I alternate between both. So that's pretty much my driving style if I had to describe it to you all. I feel like I have described my driving style a lot for y'all. So y'all sure we have an idea of how I prefer the car and how I drive the car. Anyways, medium compound of tires. Here we go for the second lap, deploying the battery. Then lifting, coasting to turn 1. Easy does it. It was pretty well executed over there. I did not really use the maximum of the track. I was not really pushing the car to its maximum while going to that corner, but it's okay. Lifting, coasting again as we head into turn 2. Nice and easy. I'm also maximize this one. I didn't exactly push the car towards the exit, towards that curb, which is not ideal, but still we are gaining, and we're gonna keep going through here, lifting, coasting again as I completely deplete the battery down. This time I didn't win as wide and managed to stick in with the inside curb there through that corner. So to put a little bit of battery here. Now this time I really did commit and turn very early, but try to stick in. But I did still went wide though, which is ideal using all the track available. Now through there was pretty easy. I didn't really maximize it. I didn't really went too hard on it. Here I was completely almost out of battery. Through here is just pretty much lifting, coasting, almost no braking. Here easy does is I nearly went wide, and I had to really step in the brakes, or else I would have go to the wall. That was the point of the last bit of battery, and that was a pretty solid lap. I'd say 1 minute 6 seconds and 800 milliseconds. not bad. We are getting close. We are indeed getting close. We are about, I'd say, maybe 4 tenths off. Actually, I'm lying. Maybe 6 tenths off of the lap, maybe 7 tenths now that I thought of it. I think we're around 7 tenths off the lap, as now I made the last adjustments. We're now off the compound of tires. I brought up the wings for more downforce, since whenever we get onto the straights, both rear wing and front wing are open, so it should work pretty fine, I thought. But then I have to remember, this is not F125. Again, lead code through turn 1, and this time I really did commit to it, cutting a little bit of the turn 1 there, touch the gravel, but it's fine. Deploying the battery here, lead code again as well, push turn 2, easy does it. This time I'm really aggressive, really pushing the car wide and getting a little bit early on the throttle. I don't know how the rear end did not step out just there, but we're gonna keep on going. Now I have no battery through here. Lead code again to see if I can get more juice into the battery. This time I did went a little wide, missed the apex just a little bit. It could have been better, or it could have been worse. Here I completely went for a late apex, not really maximizing the exit, which is pretty expected if you go for a late apex. Through here I did not maximize it at all. I think I went a little bit under speed there, but it felt pretty good, and we are still getting time. Through here just pretty much lifting, coasting, not a lot of braking involved. Through here much careful now. We didn't brake as much this time, and as we get into the straight, we have a little bit of juice that we're gonna deploy just right at the end, and that's a 1 minute 6 seconds, 0.221 milliseconds. That is already so close. We are, I believe, less than a tenth now from the lap. That is insanely close. So it is proven already that the lap time is beatable. You're gonna have to keep over and over and over and over, keep trying over and over again till I finally get it. This could take a while, but every time I go and get close to it, I'm just gonna go back to the setup, fix a few things, change a few things if there's a major difference. If it doesn't, we're gonna go back to square one and move on from there. Now this lap pretty much same routine, but on this straight I have more battery, so I was managing my battery a little more efficiently as I let go through this corner, kiss the apex, go wide, but not because I was the throttle was pushing the car wide. I kind of just really turned to go wide, but also it's fine because if I had a very tight turn in, it would have made it just the car spin out. Through here, more commitment pretty early on the throttle as I deploy the battery. We have much more battery now. Purple sector 1, purple sector 2, through this corner a little bit, just lift and coasting, not really much braking involved. Again, as we get to this corner, nicely done, but I feel like we could have carried a little bit more speed, deploy everything that's on the battery, and that's 1 minute 6 seconds, 0.800 milliseconds. Not as fast as our previous lap, which I think you noticed I restarted the session because I've crashed into a wall. Yeah, that's the massive skill issue. But we're going again this lap. Through here, just a little bit of battery left in the tank. Now going through this corner, the front end just about to give out. We have a little bit of battery left, and we're gonna deploy all of it till the end. And that's a 1 minute 6 seconds and 220 milliseconds, and I've crashed into a wall again, and we're gonna have to restart that session again. Well, this is the setup, and through here I had an idea, and what if I instead ran much less downforce and see if that would make any change, because I have to remember, this is not F125, this is not how things work. This is monopostal, a completely different world, a completely different type of World 1. So here we go. I was warming up the tires. I was being more careful warming up the tires because I think in monopostal this does affect a lot of the tire wear, so I was being very gentle with the tires to not put too much stress on them and have the maximum of them as I start the lap right here. Right now, going through the main straight, deploying the battery. As I get through it, the battery's off, and start to go into turn 1. Easy does it, really pushing it. The front end just about to give out. Now at this straight, I deploy the battery as soon as I start to hit the speed limit with the engine, and then straight go off and just let go up the hill. Turn 2 now, more commitment, more aggressive as I go wide. to the curb, which is absolutely ideal. Deploying the battery again as I am approaching the corner. Go a little bit more early as I get to this apex, hit it and push the car wide naturally, but quickly bring it back to the track. Deploying the battery a little bit. There's almost no battery. I literally have no battery as I go through here. Go a little off track there, a little bit of too much turning. I was not expecting the car to respond too easily into that, because you know there's less downforce. But as we go to this corner, basically cutting it just slightly, but no brakes at all. As I go through this one, going very wide, I went very late on the brakes, but deploying all the rest of the battery, and that's a 1 minute 5 seconds and 800 exact milliseconds. Wow, honestly, I have to say that was a lap, and with that setup change, I've learned quite a lot of how monoposto setups actually do work. So it makes actually a lot of difference running less downforce, which I generally thought was the opposite, but not in monoposto. It's monoposto. Well, I am 101. I hope you all have enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. Also, please like and subscribe.